Hey everyone, welcome back to CryptoCache. Thank you very much for joining me here today. We're going to take a quick look at Elon, Dogelon, and just before we do, we'll look at Bitcoin first, get a quick understanding of what's going on. Everyone should do that just to take perspective on the market, right? Bitcoin is a big dog. It needs to, no pun intended with the big dog, right? But yeah, just we need to know what's going on, right? So simply put, it's testing the support slash resistance level of 60,000. I say that because the one-day candlestick basically closed right at that point. It is kind of reaffirming the fact that 60,000 is a support. However, there's a lot of other bearish qualities occurring right now for Bitcoin that I don't love. But big picture here, just so you know, one good consolation is the fact that there is the 50-day simple moving average working its way up on the 1 day. That could effectively work as a support. However, we got this bearish divergence occurring in regards to a potential death cross, right? I say potential because it may not happen, or it could happen and nothing happens. Like that does frequently occur. But more often than not, I would say like 60, 70% of the time, when this occurs, when those two lines meet, with the 50s intersecting with the 200 in a downward fashion, it leads to some type of bearish divergence. It brings the price down. So that tells me that we're going to probably see 58 to 60,000 as a likelihood this week. Possibly we lose support at 58. We're down about 52.7 as a next major support level. That was a high right at September 7th, which was the El Salvador candle. Right, so we got this big range here where the price could totally fluctuate. Also, too, if you look at GANFAN, you can kind of see here that we are still within this channel here, right? So we got this line here, and we got this line here. So anything could pretty much happen unless we can break above and start trending above, just say 62,000 in the very near future. We're going to see the price likely trickle down below. There's a good chance of that. So again, do your own research on GANFAN. It's a really amazing tool. But I think there's a good chance that we might see a continuation of the downside here soon based on those sentiments alone. All right, enough about that. We are here for Elon. Let's go ahead and take a look. And if you're new to the channel, just note this as well. I'm not a financial advisor by any means. I just love trading and I love teaching people how to become better traders, right? It's something I've done for quite some time, over 15 years. So this is my opportunity to be able to kind of give that to you. And I really deeply appreciate all the support I've seen over the last few months. Started roughly 6 months ago and it's taking off, and I can't thank you enough. Specifically, my patrons too. You are amazing people. I've got over 200 patrons right now that are, part of my trading community, where I'm teaching you inadvertently how to become better traders by providing signals for every single trade that I take. Really cool experience. Check that out in your own time. Definitely recommend locking in your rates before the month is over, because December will have to increase based on demand. Just so you know, you've been warned. Now take a look here at the 1 day chart. Let's go ahead and work our way down, because any good trader will understand big picture and work it down. So let's go ahead and see here. So first of all, we got the support and resistance channels. So resistance channel upwards of 218 to 254. Also a support channel down here as well, where the price action really hasn't spent much time at all. Right around 90 to 130 or 125. So that's kind of the two ranges that we have here so far. But most of the volume, as you can kind of see here, in the past couple of weeks, is trending right around the price action right now, right? We got a strong volume profile at about 175. So that's a good sign. Once we can break above that and just say we can get the 1 day candlestick to close above 170 or even 190, then Elon will be in phenomenal shape here to continue to take off. But all in all, I like what I see here so far with Elon. It's definitely in good shape. Moving on to, let's see here, let's take a quick look at the moving averages. We're above both. No, that's really not relevant. But what's important here is that we effectively bounced off 50 on the RSI. Really close, right? So when you bounce off 50 or stay above 50, that continues that bullish momentous trend on the 1 day candlestick. So the 1 day chart, essentially, when you see an RSI over 70, that's awesome. But an RSI over 50 is even better in this case, considering it had a significant amount of bearish divergence over the past 2 weeks. Okay, so all good signs there. Let's look at the 4-hour and kind of see what's going on here. Moving averages are great because we just broke above. Actually, let's take a look at that first. See this 50-day simple moving average? It just is trending right at a 170, which is a major support level created from Fibonacci retracement. So in the last 2-3 weeks of trading for Elon, that is proven to be a strong resistance and support level. Right now, it should be considered a support level. Granted, we haven't closed on the 1 day candlestick above it yet. We're above the 50 on the 4-hour charts. That's fantastic. That's kind of a strong little temporary support, if you will. 200 is moving and trailing behind as well. We can kind of see that here. So if you look at the chart right at the 200, right at about 125 is a potential support level as a secondary in case we were to lose, the current support at 150. So anyways, a lot of good stuff here, of course. We got also a MACD convergence right around 1 a.m., which I was sleeping through apparently. But that's just about right around 1 a.m. here. We can see this larger candle essentially gave us that shift in momentum from bearish to bullish quality, right? Also note, RSI is over 50, under 70, perfect place to be. So I'm seeing a lot of good, strong bullish qualities here from Elon right now. Obviously, you can identify that with the recent increase, but we got more bullish indicators on the on the macro, and the micro is also looking that way too. So if you can get bullish momentum on both time frames, 1 day, 4 hour, and the 1 hour candlesticks, then that's a great sign to see a continuation of the upside, and to maybe consider adding to your position, or if nothing else, dollar cost averaging. I've been trying to teach my community members recently here how important it is to do that, because with Bitcoin being right around to say 60,000, instead of just buying a one big bag at 60,000 hoping it goes to the moon, buy a little 10% at 59.5, buy 10 more percent at 59, 58.5, etc. I've been dollar cost averaging like crazy recently, and it's actually a great thing. It's allowing us to get better buying opportunities, so we can average our price down, so when the price goes back up, it's worth more, and we don't miss out on any opportunities that way. So check that out. Do that yourself here, perhaps for Dogelon if you're invested presently. All right, let's go ahead and look at some key indicators here. Let's look at the Ichimoku cloud. We're above the cloud, of course, makes sense. We can also see the lead is above the baseline. So awesome, good stuff there. It basically just tells us we have bullish momentum. So until this blue line comes down, intersects below the orange line, we are effectively in bullish territory. So great news there. That basically implies that we take a long position now, we'll be in good shape to continue to take the profits. We also, if we look at the lagging span, we can see we've got a good, that is roughly about a full trading day worth of bullish momentum. So we should expect to see this kind of continuation for another 24 hours. If the price can't keep continuing higher, then we might want to consider trimming down around 170, or adding to our position rather at that point. Moving on to TD sequential. We can see here with TD sequential that we are at a 2. We got a nice little reset. This little consolidation period is very helpful. We should see another leg up here from Elon soon based on that sentiment, considering the fact that it came down, tested the support level 4 hours in a row, and bounced up, right? So those are all great things. We like to see that. So literally there's not a single bearish quality here for Elon right now. The only caveat I want to kind of include is the fact that it has been susceptible to Bitcoin sell-offs, right? We look here back at November 10th. That was a Bitcoin sell-off there, right? It held strong at support level right around 150. So 150 was effectively a very strong support. Still is. Hasn't broken that plane ever since. So I can confidently say that 150 is going to be a massive support level moving forward. We should not expect the price to come any lower. If it comes back down to 150, add to your position. I think it's worthwhile. But simply put, again, Bitcoin trends down to 58,000. It starts trending lower than 58,000. We lose that support and we get some type of downward momentum. We can expect Elon to take some of a hit. Maybe not entirely. It might just come down to 150 again, but you want to kind of be aware of that and be mindful, and maybe have some money set aside so you can dollar cost average if that were to happen. Because I still feel that Bitcoin is going to be stuck between 58 and 60 for a little while. All good though, nonetheless. I like what I see here. So let's go with the best case scenario. If Bitcoin doesn't crash and Elon just continues to progress the way that it has, we'll see somewhere in the range of 466 as a best case scenario. And if you look at this here, it's taken about 2.5 weeks for the price to kind of average itself out. So just say we're to get a massive pump and the price were to break its all-time high at 254, then we'll see 466 as a strong likelihood, I would say within about 2 to 3 weeks later. So I would say month end, perhaps Thanksgiving, we would see the price closer to the range of 466. But again, we have to keep closing one-day candlesticks above the previous, right? So if this one-day candlestick can close above 170, fantastic. If it can close above 190, even better. But generally speaking, we need to start seeing higher highs and higher lows more consistently, which we do still have, by the way, right? We're not in bad shape there. These are higher highs and higher lows still, but it's such a short amount of time to tell. We don't have enough data, right? So the key takeaway here is that you pay attention to the one-day candlesticks, see how they close, and if they can continue to close above each major resistance level, then it's obviously going to keep progressing upwards. And the key takeaway here as well, just say it were to jump up to 254 in the next 24 to 48 hours. We'll probably look at this again anyways, but say it does, then we want to ensure that the price closes above that one-day candlestick first in order to add to our position to take a long position to the upside. So that is kind of where we're at there for Elon. But all in all, very good stuff here. I cannot complain. I like what I see, and it's looking very good. So kudos to those of you who got in at a very low level, and I hope it continues for you. So if you found benefit here today, like, subscribe, consider joining my Patreon community to become a better trader. We'll look forward to seeing you in the next video. Have a great rest of your day. Take care.